little 9-year-old girl who watched the murder under her window. She identified a white man.
To say the only distinguishing element that I saw was this sort of tuft of bouncy, blondish, tannish hair.
Once they found out that he may have had that yellow car in his possession, they started abusing him.
My first thoughts were that it was a robbery had gone awry.
There was so much pressure put on the LAPD and the Sheriff's Department to solve this thing. They were getting pressure probably from the governor's office, from the courthouses, from you name it. Somebody wanted something. Somebody was going to benefit from getting this thing done quickly.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Uncover podcast, where we about to uncover some things tonight. My name is Shemeka Robinson, and I am your co-host. We have a heartbreaking story about injustice. This story is common in the United States. We are about to discuss the upcoming movie premiere, Unseen Innocence, which will be premiering next Wednesday at the Fox Theater at 6 p.m. All the details is right below your screen. As we gather all the details about how Lionel Ray Ray Williams got wrongfully convicted of a crime, join us as we get the facts from him himself, Lionel, of the journey of this podcast. Thank you. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce my co-host, Jovon Dangerfield.
What's up? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Jovon? You ready?
Like to uncover some things and look at justice. I want to just say before we get started, I think it's so cool talking to the director earlier and seeing her passion for bringing this story to light and making sure that she uses her art, her creativity, and her talent to bring a shine to something that America needs to see and the whole world needs to see and understand what's going on here. And I'm really excited about doing this thing.
That's right. I'm excited too. Next, we're going to go ahead and give a warm welcome to the star Omar Gooding. He's an actor, a comedian, and he's doing his thing around the United States. And he's here to help push the movement. Go ahead and give him a warm welcome.
Oh,
that it? Was that warm? It didn't feel warm. No, okay. It's feeling warm.
It's gotta get warmer, man. It's got Hollywood credits. Baby boy. Wild and crazy kids. I'm talking about the comedian nights, teaming up with cats like Warren V right here in the city to do comedy shows in LA.
Hey.
I have been killing it.
No, that's dope. Wait, hold on. I gotta do this for my boy because he gonna love that. He gonna love that. I'm gonna do this one more time. Say that last part one more time. I'm teaming up with who?
Omar Gooding, that's connecting with cats right here in the city where you're at, like Warren V, doing his comedy thing, putting on shows in the city, being a legend and putting other legends on.
Yes, sir. Now that's what's so dope about this project right here, man. A lot of times it's just a paycheck. A lot of times, no lying to you, man. And I'll just kind of just pick it up as I go. You know, I say I'm a professional. How much I got? All right, I'll be there. But I had a relationship already with the director. I had a relationship already with an associate of hers as well, and we all stayed connected. And they said, if we have a project that we can bring you on that you feel strongly about, we'll make it make sense financially. And I said, well, let me know what it is. They told me the story of this brother Ray Ray, and it was one of those things like, if I can help illustrate it, if I can lend my voice to something meaningful, then go ahead. My Cash App is Cash App sign Lord Gooding. That is no, but no. If it makes sense, it makes sense. And I love their commitment to journalism and the truth. You know, when you speak to Tish and you talk about, I mean, she's done a lot of work on this film. I mean, for one, she heard the story, she got involved. I let her tell you how she got involved. And then she brought me aboard. Again, I don't just do anything. But when I say a lot of times it's for the money, I mean, in general. In general, a lot of people just get on. How'd you get attached to that? They paid me. No. It's not that. Because if I did everything for the money, my career would have had a different trajectory. It wouldn't mean as much, not only to me and to my fans, but you would tell. My fans would know. They'd be like, "Come on, man, what was that? A money grab, bruh?" Like, no. If I'm involved, even if it's on the lower level, if it's not a John Singleton film, but it's still a Black film, and we're trying to tell a story that hasn't been told, then I'm on board on helping you further the cause. And let me stop recording this. I think Warren B got his shout out.
We'll be happy.
So when I heard about this story, when we filmed it, I was able to learn even more, and it was cool because they had scripted questions for me as the narrator, trying to just force and kind of just guide him through telling his story. But I want to put the questions down, and I was just asking my own questions. Like, I just got to know, bro, like, what was it like going through this, living this, and also I don't just believe what you tell me. I'm now asking questions. Well, if that's the case, then how come this? And then he answered, and I said, okay. Well, now we know. Because a lot of times your story. So you just assume people get it and they can connect the dots. But sometimes you need somebody like a moderator to kind of go, wait a minute, hold on. Because right now we're all thinking the same thing. Why didn't you just do this? And then he goes, because of that. And we go, ah. And then after we finished filming, Tish dug deeper. And she found out some more stuff. She gonna blow your mind at the end of this thing. Because she called me before. Guess what? I done found out some more stuff. We may have to reshoot the whole thing. No, he's still innocent. But it made us really go, damn, and I can't wait because it really felt like when I did Baby Boy. Now, when I did Baby Boy, the role itself hit me closer to home than people know, because people don't know me. I'm a personal guy. I don't put my I didn't grow up in like the TMZ and social media era. You know what I'm saying? Not when I was a youngster. It wasn't like, oh, guys is jumping out the bushes and then everything happened. So they didn't know my personal life. Few things kind of got to the press. Like, I was caught out in the streets with some pistols in the car, and I was in jail for like 24 hours. And it was like, oh, shoot, for 24 hours. And then it kind of went away. But John Singleton didn't know that I had people that were affiliated in gangs, and I didn't like to hang out with like Hollywood movie stars. I would hang out with real cats that I knew carried real guns that could really use their hands, because if anything went down, I needed somebody to really have my back. He had no idea.
Yeah.
But he saw me in a movie and said, I think you're right for this role, and I'm going to bring the rest out of you. He thought I was just going to make up the rest. I was like, brother, this is hitting home. You know what I mean? So when I went out and people came up to me and said, man, this is my story you telling, bro. I had real gangsters walk up to me saying, man, this is my story you're telling right here. I think it's similar with this project. People are going to hear his tale of innocence. And they're going to see and say, okay, it's not just me. Brothers that's locked up. Some brothers that are just dead and gone, and sisters and whatnot that have gone through injustices that we have suffered for hundreds of years, and say, okay, I'm not alone. Because I think the not alone part is very important. You know what I mean? Especially during this pandemic. We went through this pandemic where we were all going through the same thing at the same time. It was the first time the whole world felt united in grief. We all were like, what is going to happen next? And then George Floyd happened. And then we said, no. It's something more. It's deeper than that. But it was all of us. But then everyone felt it, right? You saw all these white people, Black Lives Matter. I'm like, what's this white person out here marching Black Lives Matter? Because now they felt it. They finally felt it at the same time, because you have nothing else to watch. We all watched the same thing. We all watched that boy lose his life with screaming for his mama, and we're all heartbroken at the same time. So, circling back long-winded to where we're going with here, can't wait for everyone to hear his story and understand that it does happen to us, maybe more often than it should, but it does happen. And I'm happy that I can shed some light in a positive way on it.
Thanks for that, man. I got a quick question for you while we're still there. One, why do you think, maybe more people in Hollywood and actors don't use their incredible influence like you are right now to assist with projects that really shine a light on the injustices and causes?
Because they're controlled. And there are a lot of people, actors with that influence, who simply cannot do what you wish they could do, because the powers that be are holding their strings, man. And for me, it's been double-edged, because luckily I have the talent that God has blessed me with, and the favor to stay relevant to stay working and keeping food on the table for my kid without having to compromise, without having to be controlled. You know what I mean? It's tough. It's a longer road. Not in all the empires and all the, come on, why ain't you with 50 Cent on all the da-da-da-da? Like, you know, I have to work at my angle. I have to do it my way. You know what I mean? But it comes, and it's, you know, and it's funny because I always preach this to the young kids who always think that you have to do something because it's your opportunity. You only get one shot. Don't listen to Eminem. You don't get one shot. You know, you just wait for it. It's like, oh, this is my shot. I got to do it, or else I'm never gonna be. God has a plan. Just wait for it. Just listen. He'll tell you.
Whew. Omar is out here kicking bars. I hope you guys are listening to this because this is straight bars, man. We appreciate that. You got anything, Shemeka?
No, not right now. You didn't cover it all.
I tend to do that.
I got one more. Omar, I got one more for you before we go forward. So, you know, we live in this age right now where we're uncovering everything. Everything is getting uncovered. I mean, if you stole a candy bar 40 years ago,
we find it out.
It's coming out, right? And we live in an age of truth where people are hungry for the truth. Do you see that continuing on, and maybe more people will get more comfortable with telling that stuff, or do you think the powers that be will continue to try?
That's tough. Only time will tell. I mean, you know, it's funny too because I get surprised. I'm like, it's like when Cat Williams came out and he sat on the couch and he went off. And we were just like, we ain't gonna hear from him no more. That's gonna be it. Well, all of a sudden he gonna be silenced, you know. But he's still out there doing his thing, man. I watched the Netflix special and how he's talking, you know, and it's some real stuff. You know what I mean? So, you know, I think they're smart. I mean, like when Obama was president, we were all just waiting for the worst case scenario. We were just all waiting. Every interview, we were just like, is this it? Are we gonna, why is this gonna happen? No. And he made it through. We were like, wow. So, yeah, I you know, and it's kind of messed up, man, because when you think about it, you know, it's like, do you want that level of fame to where you're just like blah blah blah, and then you know. And then there's like, oh, you're talking too much. You're talking too much. Oh, we gave you too much. No. Reel it in. You know what I mean? So you kind of don't want to say too much. You don't want to let them know. You kind of want to play dumb a little bit. We're a beautiful race. We're smart. We're intelligent. We've been through a lot. There's good and bad in everyone, in every race. And you know, you see, like my kids, like I'm gonna talk about it. You can't. I don't pull punches. There's this kid named Speed that everybody loves, and my kids are 7 and 4, bro. 2 boys, 7 and 4. And they're like, put on Speed. And I was like, Speed, what is this? And I'm listening to it. And I'm like, oh, good for this little young entrepreneur. Da, 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 da. And he does this song where he lists off all the countries and he mispronounced every single one. So I'm like, we're not listening to this no more. We're not listening to this no more. We're not listening. You know what I mean? And it just hurt my soul because they're like, yeah, we'll let him be the man. We'll let him blah, blah, blah. He's ignorant, you know, just in the sense of the word ignorant. He doesn't know. But he's having fun. So, you know, it's hard to knock a hustle. You got to get it how you can get it. But, you know, it's also messed up because, you know, they can just take you out if they so choose. So it's tough, man. It's really tough. I think it is getting better. There's a lot more platforms we can use to voice our opinions and get it out there. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'll encourage mine to speak up, but also to keep their eyes open. You can't just speak up blindly. You know, just be like, yeah, what are you going to do? No. We know what they're going to do. Don't just get crazy. Don't get crazy, but, you know, stand up for yourself. If nothing else, stand up for yourself. Because I'm telling you, we have a lot more power than we've shown, and if we just stick together, have each other's back.
Okay, one more. Give me a 30-second answer on this one. I know we got to push forward. Talk a little bit about the rise of independent filmmakers in this era.
Love that. I love how many avenues that they have now. You know, an independent filmmaker back in the day, they'd have to try to get this guy involved and that person involved, and then they got to push it and hope that it gets picked up by here and picked up by there. But now it's out there. God bless Tubi. I love him. Let's go, Tubi. You know what I mean? And they're giving all these shots, and they're trying to crack down, and what's the name? And then another streaming platform will pop up, and then another one will come up. So keep doing your stuff, man. When you're out here making these movies, you never know. Omar Gooding may say, I'll do it for one day. I went through an era, I went through like a phase. It's funny, people was like, you're the king of Tubi. You got like 50 movies on Tubi. Look, I went through a phase where, you know, right after Baby Boy, everybody wanted me to be in a gangster film. And I was like, nah, I did that. That's stuff. I'm not going to dilute my, you know what I mean? Or get put in a box or whatever, even though I can always reinvent myself or whatever the case is. And then I went through a phase where it was just like, no, man, but, you know, we know you do TV, but where are you? We want to see you, you know, everywhere. And I'm like, all right, fine. So then I just started saying yes. But it had to still kind of stick to the script. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, what's this one about? Where is it initially? Okay, all right, I'll get it. You know what I mean? And still, I feel like I could do more, but it's like, come on, man, be easy. But I'm excited to help out. You know what I mean? To help, because maybe, and this is the important part of the message is, maybe, you know, you get your first shot and you kind of got to just go with the flow. It's got to be this gangster drugs, whatever, to let you in the door. Yeah. But you have other stuff in the chamber. And then once that blows, now you can give them the rest. I love Outkast's story. Outkast did that first album. He was like, oh, yeah, Southern Playalistic. These some gangsters. And they were like, we ain't no gangsters. We had to get in the door. Yeah, now that we in here, we can show you how creative we are. Exactly. Well, Black folk, we're real creative. We got a lot of stories to tell, good and bad, happy and sad, funny. And I'm just excited for the future.
Man, thank you for those some awesome answers. And speaking of independent filmmakers, somebody right here using their gift to highlight, shine.
Come on out.
To the voiceless and the man himself, Shemeka, go ahead and bring him on in.
Yeah, come on in.
Okay. Before I bring him in, I'm gonna go ahead and bring the director of the movie.
Yes.
I had met her. I love her. We connected quickly, so I appreciate her. So I want to go ahead and give her a shout out for all the things she done and the things that she taught me in this journey. So let's go ahead and give it up for Letitia McIntosh.
Thank you. Hey. You know, Omar he is like a godsend. I'm going to tell you, and you guys, I appreciate you for actually giving this platform for us to be able to speak about Ray Ray. But you know, all I can say is when I met him, you know, God puts us in these journeys and gives us assignments, and this was an assignment, and I pulled in a lot of connections through one of my boys that I went to film school with. I was able to meet Omar, talk with him on another project. And then I had been working on this secretly for 2 years, didn't really say any much. And then they said, well, why don't you ask Omar, you know, to narrate? And he was like, okay, tell me about it. Okay, absolutely. And that's the blessing. And he explained all of that, you know, but I can tell you this much. It started out as a documentary. I thought I was just making a documentary about Lionel Ray Williams, but really what I was doing was getting the information and the proof that he needs in order to pursue his exoneration. And that's really at the bottom line. That's what this whole thing is about now. It's really about him pursuing his exoneration. So we're just going to follow his pathway to his exoneration. And you know, if for some reason the courts don't give him what he needs, at least now he can combat all the nonsense that's on the internet that's inaccurate and that's wrong. And then that way, you know, his legacy won't be burdened with that information that's wrong.
It's amazing. Tish, I want to ask you a question, because every time I get on the phone with you, one thing stands out from everything else. It's your passion. It's your passion about this, not only filmmaking, not only your art, not only your creativity, but the story itself and the passion. Can you speak to a little bit about that burning passion that you have around this project?
You know, I spent most of my career working in public accounting firms. I'm a nerd. I work in IT my whole career. My degree is in computer information systems. And I pivoted late in life and went to film school, which is where I met, you know, one of my good friends now that I work with. His name is Travis Williams. And you're going to see him. He's all over Tubi because he's a sound guy. He's a genius when it comes to sound and fixing sound. But anyway, I went to film school. And I've always been very passionate about helping people and helping people move forward. And if I can help you, I will. And so I'm now in this industry where there's a lot of clout chasing and a lot of other stuff going on, but there's also a lot of real stuff. And like I said, when I started researching this particular project, it was disheartening how many people are caught up in the wrongful incarcerations, that there's so many people, white, black, men, women, you know, so many stories. When I started researching, I had to stop watching the videos because it was making me mad. I was like, I can't believe it, And so I know that when I researched Mr. Williams and the story, the first thing that stood out, the very first thing was that witnesses saw a white man with blonde hair running away. And I was like, this man is not white, but he definitely don't have blonde hair. This big 1970 afro. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going for it.
Now,
And then the more I researched, yeah.
Did you make that outreach for to connect with him, or like, can you tell a little about how this thing came together as far as you guys connected?
So what happened was, when I finished film school, I directed my first music video for a Southern soul artist by the name of Bad News. And when I directed the music video, the guy who was the manager for him was trying to book News in Ray Ray's bicycle club, motorcycle club. And he said, well, yeah, I got the story. And he started talking about it. And then they called me on the phone one night. And this is a full circle moment, because basically it was like 2 years ago in like May that they called me. And it's 2 years now later that we actually all were on the phone and said, it's finished. It's done. But yeah, that's how I met him. It was through that conversation. And then I had to research who Sal Mineo was. And you guys are going to find out the story when you come to see it. You'll have a good understanding of what happened to him, being sentenced 51 years for the murder of a Hollywood actor by the name of Sal Mineo. And like I said, it was unfortunate. It happened 48 years ago. And I'm not going into who and why that happened to him. My only concern is to help clear Lionel Ray Williams' name and make sure that people will know for sure that he was not the one that murdered Sal Mineo. They can figure out or try to say who. That's not my business. It's not about that. For me, it's only about clearing Lionel Ray Williams' name so that he won't have this as his legacy.
That's awesome. And this is a question for both of you guys, Omar and Tish, real quick. What do you want people to walk out of the movie saying, thinking, feeling?
Yeah, man. I mean, I talked earlier about doing projects that connect to people, not in a way where they kind of go, oh wow, that's interesting, or that's but in a way that people feel like that we're telling their story, their side of the story. Right. Sal isn't the only innocent person. Sal. Ray Ray is the only person that has been convicted, and sentenced, and did the majority, almost if not max, or were murdered, or killed or sentenced to death for something. So hopefully they'll see, they'll take away something like there's hope, and the things that he's doing now too. He's still living. He's reaching out he's clearing his name. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna help a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I talk to a lot of people that have been incarcerated. Like I said, they come up to me and say, man, you were playing me and Baby Boy. I got out of jail. I couldn't get a job. People wouldn't take me seriously, even though I made a mistake. Now I'm trying to, re-up for that. This man didn't even make a mistake, and he's still trying to make up for it. You know what I'm saying? And it should help people that are in there going, okay, maybe I can overturn this, or I can get out and I can still make something of myself at what, 70? Was he 70 years old? He's still out there. He's doing his thing. He's young too. He think he can play dominoes better than me. I'm like, man, listen, I don't care how long you was locked up. We're gonna find out, Brad. Okay. All right.
Thank you for that. Ish, would you care to touch on that?
And real quick, and I know you got not a lot of time, but I will say this much. What I would like for us to do is to shine a light on the plight of the wrongfully convicted. There is so much more to this. There's a lot when people are actually exonerated. They are let out of jail. It's not like when somebody is let out of jail and they were convicted of something and they, parole. It's actually a whole different system. People are just being kicked out. I've heard stories of being kicked out with no clothes, just their underwear. And that was just out of their kindness. And then they're just standing there. They don't know where to go. They don't have IDs. They can't get IDs. They don't have, and I would think, well, it's no big deal. You get your ID online. Yeah, you can get your ID online if you know when you was born and you know your mother and your father. But what if you don't? What if the information you have isn't right? There's so much. So there's so many people. So getting involved, I really want us to just help each other work better. Just like Omar is helping us. He's lending his name and his skill set and his reputation to this, just like I'm helping him. We just all, just help each other a little bit. And it's a small thing can go a long way.
Yeah, by help, she means Cash App. No, let me stop. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. But we, she's like, okay, I get it. I get it's been over 30 minutes. No. But on a serious note, I mean, if we can influence right people, maybe we can change some things, and less people are being wrongfully convicted. I mean, let's be honest, Joel. We all, our skin's the same color. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If we can teach our kids to idolize other things than what they see, and that other kids, you know what they're pushing in the envelope. Oh, you want to be this, or you want to be speed, blah blah blah, and all this type of thing. Go to law school. Change these laws. It's not even the laws, and it's the people. You got to understand, a lot of things that happen are the people. When I get an audition, I've proven to the people in the room that I should be the one starring in this movie or getting this role, because they like to be around me. Sometimes it's just the people that make these decisions. You understand me? So if we get enough people in the right positions, then they can influence things. You understand what I'm saying? Like we've got to make it. We've either got to make it cool and likable and nice, blah blah. So the little kid grows up, or we got to push it. Mm-hmm. We got to push these kids and say, no, this is what you're gonna do. I know you're mad at me now, but stay in them books, so you have the choice to be something and actually make a difference. Why do I want to make a difference? Well, think about it. Did you see this and see how this guy died? See how that's sad? That could have been you, or that could have been your kid, or your dad, or your mom, gone forever. But you could grow up and make a difference, and now there's no more wrongful. You know what I'm saying? A jury of our peers and all this, and the laws they wrote, and we're just a guess, and they want us to go back to Africa. Blah, blah, blah. We can only change that narrative if we push it. We have to push it. We have to do the work. It ain't gonna just change. It ain't just gonna just flip all of a sudden. Now the white people in change, and we run a thing. It ain't gonna just change. We have to push it. So that's why we do these films. We don't do it just for fun. That's why Letitia is an investigative reporter. She's finding out more stuff, and she's going above and beyond. Like, oh, I found something else.
It's my next new skills.
You know what I'm talking about? The job is over.
In my tech skills, I was a programmer. I used to have to find the missing period in the syntax when the program didn't go. So, when you put me on the job, I'm going to get the answer. I'm going to make it work. And I'm not going to take more time because I know you want to talk to Mr. Williams, but I definitely want to say that this is not a Black issue. It's not a male issue. It's not it's not a rich or poor issue. It is a systemic issue that needs to change. Prison system is a business. They're running it like a business, and they're putting people in jail, and they've been doing it. This was 48 years ago. They used the same format 48 years ago that they are using right now. It's the same formula. It's wrongful. They're getting informants that are just saying whatever. They're incentivizing them. They're having misconduct for the prosecutors. They're having misconduct for the police. And then you also have, inaccurate descriptions. I talked to a white man when I was at the convention that they had for Innocence Network. He was white. The jury was white. The judge everybody was white. He said the reason why they convicted him was because the jurors just couldn't believe that the police would make up something like that. It's just they just didn't want to believe it, and unfortunately, it's a systemic issue. There's some change that needs to happen on all levels.
Now, this has been some dialogue that everybody needs to see, and we're gonna keep pushing that. But I think it's time. What you think, Shemeka?
Let's get him on. Bring on the man.
Yes, it is time to bring the main character of the movie, my dear friend. We call him Ray Ray, okay? So welcome Ray Ray to the stage.
Where am I? I'm reading my book.
My man.
I'm reading my book. What's up, Omar? Tear your ass up in them dominoes.
Ray Ray, man.
Ray Ray.
Ray Ray, I want to jump right into it, man. What are your feelings? What are your thoughts about all this, man? How you feeling about all your story getting out here and people hearing it? How is this touching your heart? How is this resonating with you, man?
Well, a lot of people, say they're innocent, you know, but if they keep saying they're innocent, I think people need to start listening and investigating into those cases, because, what happened to me, it happened to a whole lot of other people. I thought it was just a few people. Man, I went to New Orleans and met thousands of people in the same place I'm in, same place, feeling the same pain. It's a damn shame, man, when you go to prison and come home and your kids got kids. It's not right, and you there for nothing. You there for getting somebody promoted to, like the first DA in my case, he made judge, then he made NBC uh legal legal correspondent. They do this so they can make moves, and they made a whole bunch of moves on me and clowned me, took me away from my family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Ray. Why do you think now is the right time to tell your story? What is the significance of this era and this time period when your story's coming out?
Well, I truly wanted to forget about the whole thing because of what my mama told me, but when my 7-year-old son told me that his mama told him that I was a killer, and then he went to saying, don't kill Batman, don't kill. I'm like, look, I'm not a killer, and my son, he if he, hears something, he gonna repeat it, and I don't want him to repeat nothing like that, saying that I'm a killer, none of that, because I'm not,
Yeah.
I like I said, I was never an angel. I was a player, hustler, pimp. I did what it,
Come on,
what I had to do. You know what I'm saying?
Don't forget you stole hubcaps.
Yeah, and I sold Cadillac hubcaps. I made Cadillac. Man, I sold Cadillac hubcaps back to the insurance companies. You know what I'm saying? I was making $1. Man, $100 a hubcap. Shit. Yeah. I sell all the left. I sell all the left side hubcaps back to the insurance companies.
That statute of limitations is up.
I love that, man. Now, Ray, pass a lot of time you talking about pulling, man. What gave you hope, knowing you was innocent, doing all this time? How did you hang in there and keep the mental resilience? You hear the Khalif Browder story, he killed himself. You hear so many stories. How did you hang? How did you mentally hang?
Well, man, for a lot of years I was just mad. I just, involved in everything, going in and out of the hole, being forced to sit in front of the psychiatrist. It was tough, man. It was tough. And then when my cousin got there, Fernando Jackson, when he got there, he knew something about the law. So then that's when we started doing our own thing, and he got me out. He got me a date, a convict. My attorney couldn't do a damn thing, but Fernando got me a date. And check this out. I went to the board with a date, and do you know what? When they got through with their little game they was playing, they said that I was not suitable for parole. I must have bust up laughing. I said, evidently, y'all did not open up the file. You'll see that I'm no longer a lifer. I have a date to go home.
Yeah.
They all, want to look at each other, look at the man in the middle.
Yeah.
Book was, he opened up the book and started, reading it, and saw that I have a date, that I'm no longer a lifer. So why in the hell am I at a lifer's board hearing?
Yeah.
Man, I laughed at them people. I said, boy, it's the conspiracy just continues to move. It continues to go.
Wow.
You know, that's
You
what it is.
About being angry early on, Ray Ray. How do you feel now? I mean, you know, justifiably angry, of course, even if you still are, but you know, how you feeling, man? How do you feel about this now?
Well, I'm glad it's getting out, you know, because you know this case is going to help a whole lot of other people. It's going to open some doors because I'm going to change some laws. You know, all these DAs and judges and police doing all this corrupt stuff. You know, they need to be charged for that.
Yeah,
they need to do time for that. You know, if you set somebody up and you get caught. Come on, man. That tap on the wrist, don't do it again, okay? And he do it again, or she do it again. Come on, that shit gotta stop.
Yeah.
It just gotta stop.
It goes deeper, right? You know, it goes deeper because you know it's the prison system is a business. The sheets, towels, the detergent that you use, it's a business. People are running at this. You know, people get government contracts. They get not government, but they get state contracts. It is a business. So somebody has to look into that. And then the other part that you really need to look at is when you have a defense attorney. If you have a defense attorney that's hired by the state of California and the state of California versus Lionel Ray Williams, now think about it. That's a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
That's a conflict of interest. So there's a lot of change that needs to happen.
Facts. Tish, thank you.
All right, Ray.
Now with his oh, go ahead, Shemeka. Yeah, jump on in. Go on, girl. Because we digging in right now. He got me excited. I'm ready to go. I'm ready.
Okay, so can you tell us more about the book, 51 Years?
Yeah. Oh, boy, hey. I'm reading it for the third time, and it's off the chain. You know, I mean, I did a lot of time. You know, I wrote two books, but Tookie, I sent. You know, Tookie was writing all them kid books and stuff, so I sent my first book in there for him to read and to look at. He sent it to me, sent it back to me, tore up in a bag, you know, and with a note on it saying that, you know, if you send this out, you ain't gonna never get out of jail. You gonna go to jail in here. So, I mean, I was actually, you know, I was mad, and I wanted to get back at everybody who did me wrong. And then I you know, going to seeing the psychiatrist and everything, you know, it helped, you know, because, you know, I was mad. I was a mad youngster.
Yeah.
I was mad. You know, I'm in there San Quentin getting stabbed, you know, and everything, man. I just, you know, it was just.
And now we can look forward to the future. Because he just told me the other day that he was somewhere and they was calling him granddad and they was fighting over him. Like, that's my granddad. And I was like, you know, that has to be a good feeling. It has to be a good feeling.
Shemeka know about that. Shemeka know about that. Everybody called me granddad out here.
I don't know why it changed that, but it was granddad. He was granddaddy to everybody.
That has to be a good feeling, you know. And
no, hey, you be surprised
on the journeys that they put them on.
You'd be surprised how many people that call me, you know, and I work their problems out with them. You know, you don't know how many people I know I have saved,
including me.
You know, just by listening, to me, you know, and what I've been through, you know. Then they say, okay, all right, well, I'm gonna do it different. You know, come on now. You know, so, you know, I pride myself in what I do when I'm helping people, you know, either, you know, telling them not to do something dumb or just feeding somebody, you know, giving somebody some socks, underwear, you know, some hygiene, you know. I love doing that. You know, I love doing that. That's how I was raised. You know.
I got a question. I got a question for Ray Ray. Real quick, I just want to know. So, how many hours a day did you play dominoes to where you think that you have the skill set to beat anybody in the world? Because a lot of brothers come out of prison thinking that they're so good until they meet a brother that's never been in that beats their ass. I just want to know At what level do you think?
Look. Omar. You know, I seen the dominoes that was in your trunk of your car. They had dust on them. So you really play with that set. You must play with another set.
Fair enough. That's OG move right there. All right, I'm done. I'm good. That's all. Thank you for answering my question.
Ray, while we're on the subject, Ray, talk a little bit about how it felt to connect with Tish and Omar, man, and really have some talent and star power behind your project.
Oh, wait. I met Omar on another project that they were doing a couple of years ago. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you know, I'm loving it. You know, I'm loving it.
We didn't get to play it in either though. We didn't play in it. So that's why I feel like
we gonna play up here. We gonna play up here.
Ray.
When is Bakersfield? The week from today. Okay. Now I gotta please. I can hear him. I keep logging off.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull my mobile home. I'm gonna pull my mobile home up next to the theater.
You better.
And while they in there, we gonna be in there playing.
That's fine. We done seen the movie. We gonna be outside.
I'm hopping in.
You are not.
We taking all side bets. They're gonna be live stream. We gonna find out.
I love it. I love
you, Ray Ray. Jovon, Shemeka, I gotta go. I told them that they get me for 40 minutes, and we had 41. And the kids are screaming. I love y'all. I can't wait to see y'all at the premiere.
Thank you.
Love you too, bro. Love you too, bro.
Thank you.
Love you
y'all
too,
stay
bro.
blessed. Thanks for having me a part of this, Ray Ray.
You are.
Thank you. Thank you.
To the future.
All right, you guys.
Thank you for everything everybody doing.
Yeah. Now,
so many people. There's so many people that are going to be at this premiere. You don't even know. The good people. There's stars. You know, like that. Well, I was gonna let it be.
Cat out the bag.
Find out when you get there.
You gonna let the cat out the bag, Tish? Did you give it? You gonna give us the scoop?
You'll find out when you get there because I don't want to make a promise and it doesn't happen.
Well, I'm gonna tell him something. Snoop might be there.
Hey,
Snoop is at the Olympics.
Oh, he left. They called his ass to do something else. He in the Olympics right now. Oh, see, well, he said if he called to do something else with some money, he's gonna do it. He was gonna do this for free.
Wow. Detroit Tubi, there's some Detroit Tubi stars coming though. Detroit, we want to build a bridge, and Detroit carved out its own lane in the independent film lane. That's how I was able to film Ray Ray. I said, Ray Ray, when I met him, come to Detroit. We can film you. We do what we want to do here. I got you. You know what I mean? We can film you, and that's how it started. You know, and he funded this himself. This is a self-funded project. There's not one. There's no studios behind it. It might not be perfect, but it's good.
Come on,
it's good.
Just while you're on the subject, go ahead and hit on some of the premieres as far as LA and Bakersfield is concerned, and even there's talk of some Detroit stuff. Go ahead and get them in on that.
Yeah, yep. But, we actually have the premiere in LA first. It's actually this Sunday, the 19th, at 6 p.m. at the Cinemark Theater in Baldwin Hills. We're having it here because Ray Ray is from LA. So he wanted to do that there, but he's been in Bakersfield for over 20 years. So we're doing the premiere in Bakersfield on Wednesday, May 22nd at 6 p.m. at the historic Fox Theater. That's the biggest venue, in my opinion, the most prestigious event. But then Ray Ray, because he's a motorcyclist, on Sunday, May 26th, which is Memorial Day weekend, we're having motorcycle night in Detroit at the Ford Wyoming Drive-In, and we are dedicating that night to the motorcycle community. So that's historic. I don't think there's ever been a premiere done at this. And we want all motorcyclists. He just said that, you could tell him better than I could, Ray Ray, how they made you feel when you came out.
Yeah.
Well, man, them brothers, they heard my story from another brother. How I was treated in the county jail in Calhoun County. And man, them brothers, we asked for 5 brothers to show up, 5 brothers and sisters to show up with some colors on so we can, make this shot. 500 people showed up. The barbecue truck showed up. They had a gang of pork on it. I told them I didn't eat it. They sent the prospect across the street to the market, got some chicken. Hey, them brothers, I mean, they blessed me. Let me ride their bike, in some of the shoots and stuff. I mean, brand new bike. They ain't know me from a nail. But let me do this because the brotherhood of the motorcycle set, you know what I'm saying? We love each other. We gonna do whatever we can to help one another. That's how we do.
Judging, no
That's our
judgment,
life.
no judgment.
No, we
Wow.
love each other, help each other.
Our blessing.
You know, one of our brothers, two of our brothers just was in an accident in Fresno. Everybody went crazy trying because we thought one of the brothers was walking around and didn't know where he was at. But then we traced him down. He was in the hospital, and
Wow.
he's home. But the other one's not home yet. But hey, this motorcycle set, something happened, we own it. We own it. Because when me and my wife had our motorcycle accident, man, the day we got home, someone was at that door, all the way from LA, Steam Ray, you know what I'm saying? Was right there, full throttle, was right there. You know what I'm saying? And he said, I know y'all ain't been working or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Give me a bill so I can pay it. Handed him a bill, he paid it. You know what I'm saying? That's love. That's love. That's respect.
Yes, sir.
On the set, we get more love and respect from our own family sometimes.
Yes, sir. As far as Shemeka, I know you had a question that you showed me about earlier. You want to kick that to Ray real quick?
Yes. So, how did it affect you? Because since it was a horrible crime that they had it on your record. So, how did you be able to live? As far as financially, trying to get a job after you got out of prison?
Well, when I first got out of prison, I didn't have nothing. I had my family, my closest friends. I went over to one of my friends' house, Lonnie, and he said, "Man, what you need to stay out of jail?" I said, "I need a computer, I need a printer, and I need a scanner." He put me in his car, took me to the computer place, bought everything I needed, paper, because I draw. In prison, one of my hustles was, jailhouse cards, greeting cards, Christmas cards, love you cards or whatever, So, that was one of my hustles. I was also the prison tailor. I would change the jeans, the state jeans into something different, the state shirts into something different, put the Nehru collars, flyaway collars, stitch the initials in the pockets, that was my hustle,
Right.
That was my hustle, So when I got out of prison, I continued.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's like, wow. You always learn more from him.
Right, because I watched him have started all types of businesses. He had the Sunset Riders. You had different types of business that
Moving
you
business,
started.
cigarette business, cigarette store, moving people. I had all kind of businesses in Bakersfield. I wasn't. I don't like waking up with
I'm a supporter.
I don't like waking up with nothing in my pocket.
Yeah.
So we party till 5 o'clock in the morning. I get 2-3 hours sleep, and back on my job.
Yeah. I had another question for you, real quick, Ray. I know we're wrapping up here, but a lot of people have been through a lot of stuff. Can you talk a little bit about not giving up and encouraging dudes that may be going through something like this and feel like all hope is gone, or the families of people that are going through that, man? Can you give them an encouraging word?
Well, I tell people that come in prison all the time, when I was in there, look, the weight pile is not going to get you out. The basketball court not going to get you out. The handball court is not going to get you out. What's going to get you out is what got you in, law. So if you get your ass, what?
There's a mouse in here. There's a mouse in there.
That's a frog.
So we had a momentary interruption.
Hey, I'm on this damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they call him Granddad.
So yeah, Granddad is granddading around right now.
That's a granddad moment.
Yeah,
We doing it.
you messing up the stream.
Frog in the house. Don't worry about it, y'all. I'll get him out.
Yeah, it happens.
He slips under the when we don't put the towel under there, he slips in.
That's all right. But you were talking about how the law, it's not the game, it's not all these other things, it's the law.
Yeah, the law gets you in, puts you in jail. Law gets you out. You know, so I encourage everybody, pay attention, go read the Daily Reporter. That's what I did every day. I went to the law library every day and read the Daily Reporter. The Daily Reporter had everything new that was coming out before it hit the books. That's what helped me get out. Staying in that law. I lifted weights now. That was my thing. I lifted weights, bodybuild all the time when I was up in there. But I made time to go in that law library and look up what was next coming up, the laws and stuff, because man, the law got you in there, the law gonna get you out.
Man, this has been, I can't even describe in words how fulfilling and empowering that this has been. Tish, your words, Ray, your words, Shemeka, you being here. Do you guys want any words on the way out on this thing?
I'll give it to Ray Ray. I'll let Ray Ray give the last word.
Yes, ma'am.
I appreciate everybody what they're doing. I appreciate if everybody come out and support this movie, and also buy this book. Buy this book. I'm gonna sign it for you. If you buy it, I'm gonna sign it for you. So
right now the book is available the book is available on unseeninnocence.com at the moment. At some point it'll be on Amazon and everything, but right now you can go to unseeninnocence.com. You can buy the book, you can get his song, and you can also buy tickets to the premiere and also watch the live stream of the Bakersfield premiere. The red carpet.
Yes, it's
that's right. Come on out there.
Unseeninnocence.com.
Come on out there and walk that red carpet.
red carpet with Jovon Dangerfield.
Shemeka and Jovon, thank you.
All right, thank you so much for coming on the show. We appreciate you guys.
Wonderful.
We'll catch up with you guys soon.
Okay.
All right, take care. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Y'all. Love y'all.
No, okay.
Well, Shemeka, what do you think, man? What did you think about all this?
Man, I got a lot of information out of this. A lot of information. I'm loving that how we are uniting together to push this issue out that's going on in the United States. So I'm just excited for the movement that we're going to be doing together. So it's exciting, and I'm happy that he's able to tell his story.
Yeah, I just want to thank you for moderating. You always do it with such elegance and such grace. Man, good job. Fantastic job.
Thank you. And you did a wonderful job being a co-host.
All right. So you guys don't forget about next Wednesday at the Bakersfield Fox Theater, 6 p.m. You go ahead and get your tickets online, www.unseeninnocence.com. Yep, right here.
Over there.
Over here.
Or you
theater website to purchase your tickets. It's going to go down. Got the red carpet. Omar Gooding's going to be here as well to support the movement. So we hope to see you guys there.
Hey, real quick, don't let Ray Ray bring that mobile home out there.
With the dominoes?
Yeah. Do not let
they're going to have a whole dominoes competition outside the Fox Theater. Yeah, they can have a whole dominoes competition, and I'm in it. I'm getting in it because I want.
No, you not.
I'm gonna get up
on Sunday. We're in Baldwin Hills.
Yep, Baldwin Hills.
Yeah, 6 p.m.
Sunday in LA, 6 p.m. That's where we're gonna be at. So you guys tune in next time when we come on here. We're gonna have some other shows for you guys. So thank you guys for viewing. We do appreciate you guys viewing. This is the first podcast, so I'm happy. It went cool, you know. It'll be better through time. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and end this like this. So you guys have a good night.